And we're joined once again with President and CEO Graham Carman from Tinka Resources. Thank you so much for joining us again.
It's great to be here, Brandon. Thanks very much for having me today.
Yeah, and I know you have been with us before. We're still going to do an overview of your company, but there's also some really great results that we're going to go over as well. But sticking with the fact that there may be some viewers who are just hearing about your company for the first time, can you give us a quick overview of what you've been doing with Tinka Resources?
Okay, great to be here. So Tinka is exploring for base metals down in Peru and the central Andes of Peru. Our flagship project is called the Ayawilca project. It's a large resource of zinc, tin, and silver, and we've been adding value to the project, drilling away. Zinc is fundamental for EVs and galvanizing, and tin is something that we've added fairly recently. Yeah. Tin is the most valuable of all base metals and used in solders and electrical circuits. Crucial for the green economy. So great project. Fantastic fundamental metals for our economies going forward. So we've got a large resource down there, and we're looking to get it developed.
Yeah. Well, why don't we go right with that, the large resource, because you recently completed 11,000 meter drill program in late 2023, and now just recently you've announced your updated resources, but also your updated PEA from its original PEA back in 2021, before all of this extra drilling. We dive right into that.
Okay. So what we've done just last week, just before the PDAC, we came out with an updated PEA. So a brand new resource, a far better, lot more confident resource. 60% of the resources are now indicated, which is much better quality. Yeah. We've added so the changes, I guess, since 2021 on the PEA. So it's a better resource. The economics remain quite similar, but we brought the PEA the costs up to modern day standards. Yeah. We've added not only zinc, so zinc remains the dominant commodity. We've added the tin and more silver. So there's a lot of kind of diversification there on the project. We've actually reduced the throughput of the mine. So we went from 3 million tonnes per annum in 2021. We've reduced it to 2 million tonnes. And why? Because we think it's a far better, more robust, more buildable project. Slightly lower capex when you compare it to what it was on a kind of a day-to-day basis. Although we brought the costs up to 2024. Mm-hmm. So the economics are very similar to the way they were. And of course, there's a lot more upside as well. Plus we've improved the mine plan and we've reduced the footprint. So, there's a lot of improvements, a lot of kind of risk, or de-risking, if you like. Mm-hmm. And we believe it's a much more doable project now than what it was back in 2021.
Yeah, it's fantastic to hear. It's also rare to hear, because you made a very interesting point there that I think investors are starting to realize. Any PEA or feasibility study before 2020 or 2021, you can't really trust that anymore. No. Only because we look at our prices of everything recently. Everything has been skyrocketing. So the fact that even after all this inflation, because of everything that you've done, you're still able to have very similar economics to it, but also it's more doable as well. That's very rare.
And the NPV is very similar to what it was. It's $434 million at 8% discount. NPV with a 26, 27% IRR. So really robust, strong economic and pretty conservative metals prices. Mm-hmm. Not too bullish on the metals prices. Yeah. So this is going to be a mine. We're very convinced of that. We 100% believe that. We've got two important strategic shareholders. Two Peruvian mining companies are on our register. They own the nearby mines. They love this project as well, and we just got to get it over the line. But it's a fantastic project, and it is going to be.
Yeah, fantastic to hear. And I want to talk about that a little bit more, about getting it over the line. I'm curious, what are the next steps at your Ayawilca project in terms of, are you potentially looking for the financing now to put this into production yourselves? Are you looking for potential of M&A or JVs? Like, what is that next step in order to really prove this out and take it past that finish line?
Well, the next step is kind of a bit of both. We want to continue to advance. There's another step of drilling we want to do for two reasons. One is to add more measured indicated resources to the zinc, and also to explore the depth of the deposit, because the tin silver zones and even the zinc zones are open at depth. So we want to just test some of those deep kind of zones that have never yet been tested.
Yep.
And there's permitting. There's permitting steps we need to go through in Peru. There's quite a long kind of permitting process. So we want to move all that kind of stuff forward. But at the same token, I mentioned the strategic investors.
Yeah.
Got those on board. We're always talking with companies who are interested in our project. And just the valuation of the company. You're trading at 0.1 NAV. So we are very, very, very cheap. So, anyone who's serious about, base metal production, having long mine life, of course we're being looked at. So, there may be an opportunity there. But at the moment, we're fully focused on moving the project forward, de-risking it as much as possible, adding value to the project. And that's going to include, another round of drilling and a bit more engineering. And ultimately, in the next 12, 18 months, completing a pre-feasibility study. We haven't committed to that process yet, but that's the next obvious phase. We've updated the PEA. The next phase is clearly going to be a pre-feasibility study at some point.
Fantastic. Well, I was going to ask at the very end too, what should investors be excited about? We've answered a lot of that. I'm not sure if you want to add something to that as well, because there's a lot going on here, obviously.
Well, I do. Look, this is a great project. We're undervalued, 0.1 NAV. This is going to be a mine. If you look around Peru, which is the world's third largest producer of zinc, this is the best of the undeveloped zinc projects in Peru. Everyone says it. It's not just me that says it. Everyone tells me the same thing. At some point, there is going to be significant value added. It's a good time to look at us. Tinka Resources, TK on the TSXV. We've got reasonably strong cash position. We're not we're comfortable at this point in time. It's a great project. We've got a good mix of metals, and it's a great time to look at us. So back to you, Brandon. Thanks for being for joining you today, and it's been great to catch up.
It truly has, and congratulations on everything that you've done to date and are continuing to do as well. And again, if anyone's looking for information, you can look at behind us here. You can find out the ticker and start searching in there. Graham, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Brandon. Cheers.